Game of Thrones Season 8 is kind of a while away. One of my favorite things to do during this off-season, or this long night, if you will, is rewatch this series. Sometimes it's a lot of fun to go and visit the most craziest, insane tinfoil theories. Now don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of making these theories, but in this video, and maybe the next couple of videos if you guys like this, we're going to dissect some of these crazy, insane tinfoil theories. In this video, we're going to be discussing the fact that Rhaegar Targaryen may secretly still be alive and posing as Jaqen Rhaegar. Shall we begin? Before we get started, and because you guys are so freaking amazing, and I want to show my appreciation for all of you all that watch my videos, I'm actually having a contest in which a winner will be selected to pick from the up-and-coming Game of Thrones main cast member lineup of an autograph they want from an actor of their choice. Now, if you're curious as to who these actors are, well, I'm not going to list them in this video. I have ConOfThrones.net linked down below. You can go and check out the website for yourself and pick who you want if you win. The way to enter this contest is to slap a like on this video, make sure you're subscribed, go ahead and turn your notifications on, and then check out the Gleam.io link pinned in the top comment of this video to go and enter all the different bonus ways. The winner will be selected on May 23rd. Okay, now before we, start delving into this, I'm just gonna blatantly say it, that this theory is most likely not true. For the TV show, there is no way that Rhaegar Targaryen is secret Jaqen Rhaegar. What is interesting, however, is the connections that are made in this theory that, sort of kind of make you wonder what if. I honestly think this theory is a little bit more plausible for the novels. So this actually is, I've seen this theory probably 100 different ways to sundown. There are many different versions of it, and there are also several videos here on YouTube with other YouTubers talking about this theory. The main parts of the theory are, we do know that Rhaegar Targaryen died on the Trident, which is a river that leads to the Narrow Sea, and you can easily escape down to Braavos. Well, what makes people think that this is the case is that it is mentioned heavily in the novels, and when it's mentioned in flashbacks on the TV show, that when Robert struck his hammer into Rhaegar's chest, rubies flew everywhere. Now, one thing the TV show has made a point to sort of let us know, in the novels it's a little bit different. There are several different people who are glamored to look like someone else. Mance is glamored to look like someone else, and the baby is actually, not Little Sam. It's a long story, but long story short, rubies can actually change the image of a wearer / individual if they know how to use them. So a lot of people think that because rubies were so heavily mentioned when it's written in the novels, and whenever we hear Robert Baratheon talking about it in flashbacks on the TV show, that everyone around the Trident, everyone that saw the battle, was glamored, and Rhaegar actually didn't die. Now, it honestly sort of blew my mind, the fact that this is even a thing, because if Rhaegar has been around this long, why hasn't he shown back up? You know what I mean? Like, it's been long enough. Now Robert Baratheon is dead. There's really no one that would oppose him other than the Lannisters. Honestly, with the two Targaryens that we do have, and he would know that Jon Snow was his son, he would be able to sense that right away. And Jaqen and Jon Snow have never had a scene together, so that immediately lets me think that, this theory's a little crap. But like I said, everyone around the battle would have in fact thought that Rhaegar died right then and there. And my first guess is that if he did survive that, the first place I would normally think that he should go is the Wall. He should go to the Night's Watch, right? And sort of just maybe even become the Lord Commander, sort of like following the steps of Bloodraven, if you will. But that's not exactly smart, because most people would recognize the Crown Prince Targaryen. He's got the silver hair. In the novels, he has the purple eyes. So it would be like spotting him out, and like, where's Waldo, except for everyone else is Waldo, and he's the one guy that looks different. So I honestly think that sort of nixed out the option of going to the Wall. So the next step naturally would be to go to Braavos and become a faceless man, right? No, but that's what this theory says. So basically, at some point, Jaqen Rhaegar ends up going to Braavos, becomes a faceless man, and is now sort of the de facto leader of the faceless men. And the reason why, according to this theory, the reason why he bonds with Arya so much is because Arya is described as being a wild, free spirit. She is a traditional northern girl in the sense that she was taught how to hunt, how to shoot a bow, and how to just in general be a warrior and a badass and survive on her own. So the reason why Jaqen sort of takes a liking to Arya is because the same reason why Rhaegar took a liking to Lyanna. Lyanna is not your traditional medieval woman. She can go out and get her done, if you know what I mean. So this is honestly part of the reason why Rhaegar was attracted to her. And it would make sense why Arya and Jaqen have that same sort of bond, because Arya is said as being a little Lyanna. She's basically the spitting image of her aunt, and she honestly looks like her. So if Rhaegar is secretly Jaqen, this would make sense why Jaqen immediately takes a liking to Arya and sort of explains why he's taking care of her. It's sort of like a natural parentage role. Like, technically Arya is not his blood, but he married Arya's aunt, so that would make her his niece, and it just sort of makes sense as to why he would want to look out for her. And look, now, I'm going to try to be an advocate for this theory as much as possible. It's just, it doesn't have much merit, in my opinion. One of the things that a lot of people use to draw, sort of inspiration from and sort of giving these theories some credibility is the fact that one of the first times we see Jaqen Rhaegar, it's mentioned that he has a silver streak in his hair, and this is obvious one of the telltale factors that someone is a Targaryen is being of a young age and having that white, silver, platinum, blonde hair that Targaryens are known for. So that little streak, and the conversation that he first has with Arya when his it's not really, I guess it's more like a wagon, his jail wagon, if you will, is burning. He's telling her, a man needs to do this, a man needs to do that. So it almost seems like he's concerned with prophecy, which is another thing that Rhaegar was heavily known for. In the novels, Rhaegar was sort of this, kind of a little bit of a not so much fantastic warrior. And during his younger days, he actually read books. He was a big reader. And, it was his process or his journey of reading that led him to discover these prophecies. Once he discovered these prophecies and sort of that, someone would come to save the world through his lineage, that's when he took up fighting and became a really good sword fighter. He is, known a little bit for his prowess in battle, but not as much as Bobby B, obviously. I honestly think that these clues that we're given to, sort of think that Rhaegar equals Jaqen, they don't hold much weight. Now, it would be an interesting twist to have Jon Snow's father show up at the very end and be like, hey guys, sorry I haven't been helping this whole time, but I have been training Arya on how to kill people and seek vengeance for House Stark, so I'm technically a part of the plot. It just doesn't make much sense. One thing that does sort of, and this is the last line of credibility I'm going to give this theory, that does sort of hold some weight is the fact that Rhaegar, like we just discussed, was obsessed with prophecy. Most of these prophecies that he was obsessed with came from Essos. A big religion over in Essos is following the Lord of R'hllor. Now, it's never mentioned in the novels or in the TV show if Rhaegar was in contact with these priests of R'hllor, these fire priests, but I find it highly unlikely that he's obsessed with these prophecies and won't go and talk to a priest at some point. Now, will George ever bring us more information about Rhaegar? I hope so. We do have the Fire and Blood novel that's supposed to be coming out in November, and I think it was a rumor that we were going to discover the secret of Daenerys' eggs, but George actually, debunked this by saying we'll never really know that. It'll honestly probably be left open-ended, like many of the mysteries in his books, like, Jon Snow's death and what happened to Stannis. We're obviously going to find those out, but, it honestly seems like from this Fire and Blood book, we're going to get some answers, but we're mainly going to get more questions, more theories that are going to come up from this, so I'm super excited about it. But it is possible that Rhaegar could have been keeping in contact, or at some point kept in contact with these priests of R'hllor. If this is the case, maybe they followed him into battle. We're going to be seeing these priests follow Daenerys into battle, because we do know that Melisandre went to Volantis to go and retrieve these priests. There's only one reason for her to cross the Narrow Sea, and this is exactly what she's doing. She's going to go to Volantis and then come back and ultimately die in a strange land. Now, she's going to bring some fire priests in the fiery hand with her. So it's not, completely out of question that if Rhaegar was in contact with these Valyrian priests, maybe they did follow him, sorry, not Valyrian priests, these priests of R'hllor, maybe they followed him into battle. Maybe they caught Rhaegar right before he died and convinced him to allow them to save him and maybe glamour someone else into looking like Rhaegar. Honestly, it doesn't really hold that much weight, but there's some possibility to it. I feel like this is more of a theory for in the novels. And honestly, I would love if George never even addressed it, so that it was just one of those mysteries that just stayed unanswered. Was Rhaegar secretly Jaqen? Most people would say no, because why would Rhaegar stay out of the loop for this long other than just helping Arya. I honestly think that there's next to zero credibility that this will go down in the show, and close to zero that it will go down in the novels. But that's the fun. I did have a lot of fun discussing this with you guys. So let me know down below whether you think Rhaegar is secretly Jaqen Rhaegar, whether you think Jaqen Rhaegar is secretly Rhaegar. Let me know down in the comment section, and also list down below some other crazy, insane tinfoil theories that you want me to discuss in one of these, like, sort of like tinfoil debunked plot series. Let me know down below in the comment section. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you could please slap a like on this video. The like goal will be 420. Also, super special shout out to every single member of my Patreon family. Without you all, these kinds of videos would not be possible, and I want to thank you all so much for your love and support. If anyone watching would like to join my Patreon and show some support to Sir Hunt's Reviews, you can check out the link down below in the description or the link right up here. I want to thank you all again so much. Also, if you would like to be entered into my contest to win an autograph from some of the amazing actors and actresses that will be taking part in this year's Count of Thrones in Dallas, Texas, make sure you enter into my contest. Now remember, the winner can choose any actor or actress or behind the scenes person from Game of Thrones they want. Go check out countofthrones.net so you can see the full cast lineup, but the winner will be selected on the 23rd, so you have a little less than 7 days to enter this contest. Make sure you slap a like on this, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you leave a comment down below, and turn your notifications on. Those are the main ways to enter the contest. Some of the bonus ways to enter are listed at the gleam.io link pinned in the top comment of this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you liked my face. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Man Bun Reviews. You guys like Easter eggs? How about Easter eggs where I get real close to the camera and make you feel awkward?